Carnival, Carnival, Carnival. It is always something on these cruise ships, and of course, this week is no different. There's a short series circulating around the internet right now of a passenger and the head maitre d' of the main dining room going at it because the passenger's food was cooked incorrectly, and obviously it had to become a small scene. Now, I'm on the side of the customer isn't always right, and I mean is not always right, because people make unreasonable requests, and especially on vacations. People think because they spent a little bit of money to be on that cruise that they're entitled for pretty much anything. The worst that I've ever saw being that somebody requested a crew member carry them from the Lido deck to their room because they didn't really feel like walking. You are too lazy to walk on vacation. You are eating thousands of calories of food and consuming tons of alcohol. Go for a walk. And I'm sure crew members on cruise lines have crazy stories that I couldn't even imagine because they have to deal with these entitled passengers all the time. However, this is the one time that I think the customer is in the right. I definitely think that the passenger could have conveyed their thoughts a little bit better and could have been kinder to the staff. And instead of being kind, they got a little bit snippy. And then that kind of elevates things to a level that nobody really wants. Let's watch the video clips.
This right here is mess.
Okay. What do you want? I can get you that.
I want y'all to recook this correctly at 172 degrees.
Ooh, now you know the degrees.
Cruise food part 2.
You just throw the plate over here on the table. Do not do all this, or else I'll have to call security on there.
Thank you.
There is a procedure and protocols for the guests too. So I would appreciate
I
if you
appreciate
please
you that you
behave
cook
the
my
way you're
food
supposed to
correctly at
behave.
172
Okay,
degrees.
that's fine. I told you we're gonna get you what you want, but please behave in a proper way. So
I
I
am
don't have
behaving
to
in a
call
proper
security
way.
on you.
You're not gonna yell
Sir,
at
you
me.
cannot throw plate on the table.
You're not gonna yell at me.
I'm not
I
telling
got it
I'm telling
recorded,
you.
don't worry
He
about it.
ain't gonna yell at me.
Plate on the
Georgia, stop.
throw plate on the table.
He's not gonna yell at
You're
me.
not gonna yell at me. That's what you're not gonna do.
The food is
All right, so according to witnesses, the man became a little unruly and threw the plate of food on the table, which is when the waiter said, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down or security's gonna have to get involved. And this escalates the situation, and then the passenger says that the maitre d' is yelling at him, when in the video it looks like he's pretty calmly just stating to remain calm, that passengers have rules to follow as well, and we will get all the situations resolved when it comes to the food. I think this could have been resolved with a little bit of common courtesy, just saying, excuse me, sir, or hey, man, my food's undercooked. Would you mind refiring it? Or could you just bring me a new steak and please cook it well done? The man keeps saying 172 degrees, which is just well done, and I think it's a little pretentious. You're on a Carnival Cruise Line. If you're sailing on Viking or Cunard or just one of the more higher end cruise lines, feel free to say the exact temperature of steak you want. But these people, these chefs, they're making anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 meals a day. Of course, there's going to be some slip ups. Not every dish is going to be perfect, and that is part of the cruise experience. However, being able to communicate and say what you want is where things would be able to get resolved. Getting snippy immediately and on the offensive is where things, get a little unhinged. If you're watching this, I want to know if you've ever worked in a restaurant, because if you have, it takes a village to bring one person their food. You have people who have to seat you, you have people taking your order, you have people that cook it, you have runners. So there are not just one or two positions. The waiter and yelling at the waiter who doesn't cook your food isn't going to solve anything. And it's not like you're going to go into the kitchen during dining service and talk to the chef directly and yell at him. I think this could have been just handled a lot better from the passenger's end, and with some common courtesy, anything could really be fixed. At the end of the day, you're on vacation. Yes, I understand that there is some sense of entitlement because you paid to be on that vacation. However, just having some common courtesy and just having the respect towards people and understanding that not everything's going to be perfect even though you paid for it goes a long way. But after watching this clip, I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Who do you think's in the right? Who do you think's in the wrong? Are both people in the wrong? So let me know in the comments. My name is Kyle. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, we are giving away a cruise for 4 people in the upcoming months. We just hit 10,000 subscribers and we want to continue building our community. So if you've made it this far in the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel so you can be entered to win that cruise. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.